Hi guys, welcome to another tutorial video. So in this video I'll be solving question 1 from a tutorial sheet. So now let's get into it. So the question 1 says that perform the indicated operations, simplify and write the results in the form of x plus iy. So if you see the first question in your tutorial sheet, it allows you to apply the concept which we did in the previous video, which is the addition, subtraction, multiplication and division of complex number. So they want us to apply that knowledge, to combine and use that concept to solve these questions. Let's start. Question 1 is telling us to express 3 minus 4i plus negative 5 plus 7i there. So when adding complex number, you add the real part with the real part, the imaginary part with the imaginary part. So here we go. 3 minus 5 plus I, the negative 4 plus 7 there. Plus 7 there. So 3 minus 5 plus, let me put this in brackets, plus I outside, then open brackets, we have negative 4 plus 7. So 3 minus 5, we have negative 2. So we have negative 2 plus I, and 7 minus 4, we have 3 there. So here now we have negative 2 as our real part, plus 3i as our imaginary part. Then this gives us a solution to our first part. Let's move on to the second part. So the second part wants us to express 4 plus 2i minus negative 1 minus 3i there. So just the same concept. When subtracting the complex number, you subtract the real part with the real part, imaginary part with the imaginary part. So here we have 4 minus negative 1 minus I, then I have 2 minus negative 3, like that. So I have 4 negative 1 and 4 minus negative 1, I close the bracket there, then minus I take out I outside, then I say 2 minus negative 3. So now We have 4 plus 1, that gives us 5, minus I there. And there we have 2 plus 3, that also gives us what? 5. Just like that. Then we have 5 minus 5i. That's our solution. 5 minus 5i. We move on. Guys, these things are simple. They're easy. So the third part, so it's telling us to express 2 plus I multiply with 3 minus 2 of 5i. This gives us, so 2, it's multiplying with 3 minus 2 over 5i, plus I, it's also multiplying with 3 minus 2 over 5i, like that. From here, just the multiplication there, we have 6 here. 6 looks big. So we have 6 there, minus 4 over 5 there, plus 3i there, and minus 2 over 5i squared there. You see? It's just the normal multiplication. So from here, we simplify further. So what are we going to have? So we are going to say, we know that I squared is equal to -1. So I'll change that one. So 6 minus 4 over 5i there, plus 3i there, then it gives me plus 2 over 5 there. You see? Sorry. So here, sorry about this. Let me just try to erase this part. Yeah. So from here, we just say 6 plus 2 over 5 there, minus 4 over 5i, plus 3i. So from here, so what is 6 plus 2 over 5? That will just give us 32 over 5. What about the negative of 4 over 5 plus 3? What will that give us? This will give us 5 times 3, that's 15. And 15 minus 4, that gives us 11. So we're going to have plus 11 over 5i. Yes. And that becomes our solution. So 32 over 5 as our what? Real part, plus 11 over 5i as our imaginary part. So that's our solution. We move on. So just the same application with the fourth one, which is 3 over 4 plus 5i, then 3 over 4 minus 5i. So we do the same thing. So here I'm going to have 3 over 4. It's multiplying with 3 over 4 again, minus 5i there, plus 5i is multiplying with 3 over 4 minus 5i there. So now, what is 3 over 4 times 3 over 4? We have, this will just give us, so since of the same base, we are just multiply direct. We have 9, my 9 looks bad. So we have 9 over 16 there. Then we multiply again with 3 over 4 by, we multiply 3 over 4 times 5i, negative 5i, yes. That is what? So 3 times 5 there. Just a sec. So here it's 9 over 4 minus 5 times 3, that is 15. So here 15 over 4 I there. Then we come here, this is going to be plus 5 times 3 there, that is 15 over 4 I there. Then here we have minus, what is 5 times 5? That gives us 25i squared. So now, so let me just read this part. So we have now 9 over 4. We know that I squared is negative 1, so that gives us plus 25, then minus 15 over 4i plus 15 over 4i. So we even know where this is going. So this part, it will just give us a 0. And what is 9 plus 20? 9 over 4 plus 25. So when we multiply 4 times 25, then add it plus 9, this will just give us 109 over 4. So this part, it will give us a 0, so it's going to be plus 0i. So that will be our answer. So just 109 over 4 plus 0i. We move on. So what of this 5 one? So part 5 is telling us to solve 1 plus 3i over 3 plus I. So this is just the division of complex number. So when solving this one, we multiply with its conjugate, and its conjugate is just going to be 3 minus I over 3 minus I there. You see? Then from here, I would say on top we do the concept of multiplication. So it's going to be 1 multiply with 3 minus I, then plus 3i multiply it with 3 minus I there over. So here on the denominator, just the direct thing. What is 3 times 3? That just give us 9. Then I just give us I squared like that. From here, if we try to simplify on top there, we're going to get 3 minus I plus what? Plus 9 either minus 3i squared over is going to be 9. So I squared is negative 1, so it's going to be 9 minus negative 1. So we're seeing that we're having something which is looking like 3 minus I plus 9I minus 3I squared over 9 minus negative 1. Yeah. From here, we say we're going to have 3 plus 3, and then what? 9i minus I, that will just give us plus 8i over 9 plus 1, that will just give us 10. So then we have 6 plus 8i over 10. So this can also be written as 6 over 10 plus 8 over 10i. But we still have numbers that can go into 6 and 10, into 8 and 10. So we know that 2 into 6, that will just give us 3 over 5 plus 4 over 5i. Then this becomes our solution. So now we move on to part 6, which is telling us, even part 6 just the same thing. It's telling us to express 2 minus 3i over 3 minus 2i there. So I will multiply it with its conjugate, which is just 3 plus 2i there, then 3 plus 2i there over the same thing. So on top, we're going to do the multiplication. So it's going to be 2. We'll multiply with 3 plus 2i there, minus 3i. We'll also multiply with 3 plus 2i there, over, they're just going to give me 9 minus 4i squared. From here, just a matter of simplifying the numerator and the denominator. So on top there, we're going to have 6 plus 4i there, minus 9i. So minus 9i then minus 6i squared over 9 plus 4 down there. So on top there, we're going to have 6 plus 6 there, which is coming from this part, and this is saying that negative 9i plus 4i, this will just give us minus 5i there, or this is just telling us to add 9 plus 4, which is 13. So 6 plus 6 there, we have 12 minus 5i over 13. Then our solution becomes 12 over 13 minus 5 over 13i. So this is our solution. Sorry. So question 7. It's telling us to question 7. It's telling us to express 3 minus I multiplying it with 2 plus 3i there over 1 plus I. So here first I'll work with the numerator. So let's work with the numerator. Just going to, so we focus first on the numerator there, so which involves multiplication of complex number. So I'm going to have 3, it's multiplying with 2 plus 3i, and minus I, also multiplying with 2 plus 3i there. So I'm dividing this with 1 plus 1 plus I. So now I'm going to have 6 here plus 9i minus 2i minus 2i minus 3i squared. I'm also dividing this with 1 plus I. So from here, I'm going to have something which is going to look like 6 plus 3 Then this is 9i minus 2i, that gives me positive 7i, like that, over 1 plus I. From here, I'm going to have 9 plus 7i over 1 plus I there. So I'm not yet done, because now I've reached a state of what? Division. Where now I'll just multiply with its conjugate, which is 1 minus I over 1 minus I. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to have 9 is going to multiply with 1 minus I, and plus 7i, which is also going to multiply with 1 minus I, over just going to have 1 squared by just 1, and minus I squared. From here, I'm going to have 9 minus 9i plus 7i and minus 7i squared, or 1 minus negative 1 there. From here, I'm going to have 9 plus 7. Then he's saying that negative 9i plus 7. So that will just give us what? 2. Negative 2i over 2. That is 1 plus 1, 2. Then from here, just a matter of adding 9 and 7 there, which is just 16 minus 2i over 2. So now we're going to have 16 over 2 minus 2 over 2i. I can simplify this further, and I'm going to have that just 8 minus I. That is my solution. Let's go to part. Which one was I doing? I was doing 7. Let me do 8 now. So 8, what are we having there? 1 plus I. It's multiplying with 1 minus 2i over 2 plus I. Also multiplying, sorry. So it's also multiplying with 2 plus I, then 4 minus 3i. So for this one, we'll do the multiplication on top, the multiplication down there. Then we do the division. So I'm going to have 1, it's multiplying with 1 minus 2i, and plus I, also multiplying with 1 minus 2i there, over 2 multiply with 4 minus 3i, and plus I also multiply with 4 minus 3i there, like that. And I'm going to have 1 minus 2i plus I there, minus 2i. Down part I'm going to have that is just 8 minus 6 either, then plus 4 either, and minus 3i squared. From here, simplify on top. So I'm going to have E is supposed to be negative 2i squared. I made a mistake. Sorry about that. Minus 3i squared. Okay. So when we simplify on top, we're going to have 1 plus 2 from this part. Then he's saying that negative I plus I. We're going to have negative I there over. Here we're having 8 minus 6i. So here we're going to have 8. So from here to give us plus 3. Then there is saying that negative 6i plus 4i. That will just give us negative 2i. We move on. So on top there I'm going to have 3 minus I on top. Then I'm going to have 11 minus 2i there. Now from here we multiply with its conjugate, which is just 11 plus 2i over 11 plus 2i. This will just give me 3. It will multiply with 11 plus 2i minus I also multiply with 11 plus 2i there. I'm going to divide this. So here, just say multiply. When you're multiplying the denominator, you can just go direct by just saying a real part is a real part, imaginary part, imaginary part. That's what I've been doing all this time. So on the denominator, the case is different. You can do this method where just multiply the real part with the real part, imaginary part with the imaginary part. So I'll just say, what is 11 times 11? I think that would just give me 121. Yeah, 121. Then minus 4i squared there. So I'm going to have something like so just the matter of saying now? There, when I multiply 3 times 11, I'm going to have 33, then plus 6i there, then minus, what am I going to have here? Minus 11i there, then what? Minus 2i squared. What is going to be my denominator? I'm going to have 121 plus 4. You see? From here, what am I going to have? I'm going to have now 33 plus 2. And here it's just saying that 6i minus 11. That will just give me negative 5. So negative 5i, this will divide by 125. And here I'm going to have 35 over 125 as my real part, then minus 5 over 125 as my imaginary part. But I can simplify this further. It will just be, what is 125? What is 35 into 125? I think that is 20. What is first? What is 5 into 35? That will just give me 7. And then 5 into 125, I think it will just give me 25. Yeah. And then 5 there, it will just be 1. And there also it will just be 25i. So now this becomes my solution. This becomes my answer. So 7 over 25 minus 1 over 25i. We move on. So we're going on number 9. So this one is simple also. Just say 5 minus 4i in brackets, then minus 3 plus 7i there. I'm dividing this with 4 plus 2i there, then plus 2 minus 3i there. So on the numerator, I'm performing the subtraction of complex number. On the denominator, I'm doing the multiplication of addition of complex number. So on the numerator, just subtraction of the complex number. Denominator is just the addition of complex number. So this one is simple. I'll just say 5 minus 3. Then I'm going to have minus I there, then negative 4 plus 7 there. Then I'm dividing this with 4 plus 2 there, and plus I. Then I'm having 2 minus 3 there. from here, we know that it just gives us 2 minus I there. Then inside the bracket, I'm going to have, that is 3 over, down there I'm going to have 6 plus I there, and in the bracket I'm going to have, that is negative 1. So I just subtracted 5 minus 3 to give me 2 there. Then there's negative 4 plus 7 to give me 3 there. On the denominator part, I added 4 plus 2 to give me 6 there. And there I subtracted 2 minus 3 to give me negative 1 there. So from here now, I'll say 2 minus 3I there over 6 minus I there. I'll multiply this with its conjugate. I'm going to have 6 minus I there, or plus there, then 6 plus I there. Then I'm going to say 2 multiply with 6 plus I, then minus 3I, also multiply with 6 plus I, over, and I'll just say 6 times 6 there to just give me 36. And there I'm going to have minus I squared. From here now, I'm going to have from here now I'm going to have 12 there plus 2I there minus, that's 18 there. So 12 there plus 2I there minus 18 there, and minus again 3I squared there. And I'm dividing this with 36 minus negative 1 there. So I just did 2 times 6 there to give me 12. Then 2 times I to give me 2I. Then negative 3I times 6 give me negative 38. Oh, negative 3 times 6 there, it give me negative 18I there. Then negative 3I times I to give me negative 3I squared. From here now, so it's going to be 12 plus 3 from here, from that part. Then here is saying that 2I minus 18I. So that will just give me negative 16I there. I divide this part. It's going to be 36 plus 1. That's going to give me 37 there. So from there, I'm going to have 15 over 37. Then minus 16 over 37 I there. And this gives me my solution. That's my answer. So we move on to part 10 there. We solve part 10. So let us solve part 10 there. So it's saying that express four plus 5i plus 2i squared. Divide this by 2 plus I and squared. So from here, because I'll start with simplifying the numerator there, I'm going to have 4 plus 5i, then minus 2 there over 2 plus I squared. Yeah. Then here I'm going to have 2 plus 5i over 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus I squared there. So this it will just give me, so I'm having, so let me write the same thing here, 5i over 2 plus I squared. So if I simplify the denominator, I'm going to have something like 4 plus 4i and plus I squared, like that. Yes. And from here I'm going to have 2 plus 5i over, so here it's just going to be 4 minus 1 from this part, then plus 4i, like that. So I'm having something like 2 plus 5i over 4 minus 1 plus 4i. From here I'm going to have, that's just 3 plus 4i. Then I'll multiply it with this conjugate. I'm going to have 3 minus 4i over the same thing, 3 minus 4i. From here I'll multiply 2 multiplied with 3 minus 4i plus 5i, also multiplied with 3 minus 4i. Divide this by 3 times 3, that gives me 9. And 9 looks bad. It gives me 9. Then minus 16i squared. Like that. So from here, just the matter now of simplifying the numerator. So we simplify the numerator. What are we going to have? So we're going to have 6 there minus 8 there plus 15 there I, then minus 20 I squared over, so it's going to be 9 plus 16. That will just give me 25. From here, So I'm going to have 16 plus 20, or 6 plus 20. And then here's saying negative 8i plus 15i. That gives me 7 plus 7i over 25. So this will just give me 26 over 25 plus 7 over 25i. And that becomes my answer. So these things are simple and straightforward. So I move on to the next part. Uh, 11, which is saying 1 plus I squared and 1 minus I cube. So this one, it's easy. So if I simplify this part, this first part, I'm going to have something like 1 plus 2i plus I squared. So if you don't like doing what I'm doing, you can just go, you say 1 plus I, you multiply again with 1 plus I, and you start multiplying one by one. Yeah. If this confuses you, just go with this one, the direct one. So this can be written as 1 minus I to the power 1 multiplied with 1 minus I squared. So I can just say 1 plus 2i minus 1. Then I'm having 1 minus I there. Then this, when I simplify it, I'm going to have 1 minus 2i there. Then plus I squared there. So from here, so this one and this one goes. I'm just going to remain with 2i multiplied with 1 minus I there. Then this just going to be 1 minus 2i there, then minus 1. So this and this goes. From here, so I'm having 2i, it's multiplying with 1 minus I there. And this is also multiplying with what? Negative 2i. From here, I'm going to have 2i there. Then this, when I multiply, I'm going to have negative 2i plus 2i squared. From here, I'm going to have 2i multiplying with negative 2i. This will just give me minus 2. So I'm also performing the multiplication here. Just going to be negative 4i squared and minus 4i. From here, I'm going to have 4 minus 4i. And that gives me my solution. So that is my answer there. So 4 minus 4i. We move on. uh, 12. Let's look on 12. Part 12 saying that 5 plus 6i, so add it with 4 minus I, then multiply this with 3 plus 5i, then subtract it with 1 over 2 minus I. So the first part, let me try to work on that. So we have 1 over 2 minus I there. I can multiply this with its conjugate. It's going to be 2 plus I over 2 plus I there. And this will just give me 2 plus I over 2 times 2, that gives me 4. And that gives me negative I squared. And here I'm just going to have 2 plus I over 4 minus negative 1 there. And I'm just going to have 2 plus I over 5 there. So this is my last part. My last part is like this. So I'll put this there because I've killed the I, which is the denominator. I've made the function to be not to be undefined but to be defined. So I change this, I multiply this with its conjugate. So now let's try to solve there. So I'm having 5 plus 6i, then plus, so if I multiply there, we're having 4, so 4, it's multiplying with 3 plus 5i, and negative I, it's also multiplying with 3 plus 5i. Then I'm having minus 40 minus 2 plus I over 5 down there. So from here, I'm having 5 plus 6i, and there when I multiply I'm going to have 12, and there when I multiply I'm going to have 20i plus 20i minus 3i and minus 5i squared minus 2 plus I over 5. So these things are simple. So from here, I'm having 5 plus 6i there, plus 12 plus 20i minus 3i, and now this part which just becomes plus 5 minus 2 plus I over 5 over 5 there. Yeah. From here, we do the working. So I'm having, so here I'm having 5 plus 5 there, and plus 12. So 5 plus 5 there, plus 12, and plus 6i plus 20i minus 3i minus 2 plus I over 5. So here I'm going to have, so 5 plus 5, that is 10 plus 12, that gives me 22 plus, this is 6i minus 3, then plus 20i, that gives me 23, 23i, then minus 2 plus I over 5. From here, now I can take this out. I can now say I'm having 22 plus 3i minus 2 over 5 as my real part, in 2 over 5 plus I over 5 there, plus I over 5 there. So I've discovered that don't focus on this bracket. You multiply the negative into brackets, because if you see on this question there, if you see there, 1 over 2i minus I, it's just one thing which is negative. So this is just one thing which is negative, so there is no need of us to multiply I or negative in this whole thing here. No. So this is just one thing which is negative. Yes. So now we move on. So now let's look on this. So now we continue solving. We're going to have 2 plus 23i minus 2 over 5 and plus I over 5. So we're going to have 22 minus 2 over 5 plus 23i plus 1 over, or plus I over 5. So 22 minus 2 over 5, that will just give me, if we say what is 5 times 22, that is 110, and minus 2, that gives me 108. So I'm having 108 over 5 plus, what is 5 times 23 there? To just give me 115, then I added plus 1 there, just give me 116 over what? 5. And this becomes my solution. So that is my answer on that part. So now let's look on the last part. So the last part is like 2 plus 3i. Multiply this with 2 minus I over 1 minus 2i squared. This I will now start by working with what is inside there, which is 2 minus I over 1 minus 2i there. Multiply this with its conjugate. I'm going to have 1 plus 2i over 1 plus 2i. This gives me, this we multiply with 1 plus 2i there, minus I multiply with 1 plus 2i there, over the same, over, not the same thing, but 1 times 1, that just gives us 1, then minus 4i squared, like that. So from here, I'm having 2 plus 4i minus I there and minus 2i squared there over, you just give me 1 plus 4, that will just give me 5 over 5. From here, I'm just going to have 4 there. When you work on that, you're going to have, when you work on here, I'm going to have just 2 plus 2 there. I'm going to have positive 2. So 2 plus 2 there, I'm going to have 4. Then here saying that 4i minus I, that just give me 3i over 5. So now this part, I'll then put it inside there. So 4 plus 3i over 5. So now we are going to have something which is going to look like 4 plus 3i over 5 and squared. So now from here, so I'm having 2 plus 3i there. It will just multiply with 4 plus 3i squared over 5 squared there. So from here, I'm going to have 2 plus 3i. It's multiplying with 4 plus 3i squared over 25. So I'm saying that 2 plus 3i, it's multiplying with 4 plus 3i squared, my squared looks b, squared over 25. So now from here, you're saying that 2 plus 3i, so if I work on this part, I'm going to have, so 4 squared, that just give me 16, then plus 2 times 4, that is 8, then 8 times 3, that is 24. Now so I'm going to have 24i plus 9i squared, like that, over 25. From here, it's going to be 2 plus 3i. Then I'm going to have something which is going to look 16 minus 9 plus 24i over 25. From here now, saying that 2 plus 3i, it's multiplying with, so here just we say now 16 minus 9, 7 there, then plus 24i there over now what? 25. Then I multiply what is on top now. So I'm saying that 2 is multiplying with 7 plus 24i, and plus 3i also multiplying with 7 plus 24. My 4 looks bad. 24i over 25. So now we say 2 times 7, that will just give me 14 there, and plus 48i there, and plus 21i there, and plus 72i there, squared, I squared there. And now from here, over 25. So from there, we simplify what is on top. So I'm going to have 14 minus 72 there. Then here is saying that 48i plus 21i. So it's just 48i plus 21i, and we're going to have positive 69i. Positive 69i over 25. And here it's just saying that 14 minus 72 there, we have we're going to have negative 58 plus 69i there over 25, and my final answer comes as negative 58 over 25 plus 69 over 25i. So guys, this is what I had for you. We have come to the end of our tutorial. See you in the next video. Shalom, shalom.